Yo, I'm listening to Mark Levin right now, and he made a point about counter narcotics, and he was talking about and it's 7:57 p.m. here on the East Coast, so his show's on right now. But I had to immediately podcast, because though I want to listen to every single thing that Mark is sharing with the audience, I felt compelled to take the podcast myself, because the likes of Nancy Pelosi, the word that really describes her is despicable. She truly is the epitome of a despicable human being. She is a disgusting, heinous, wretched, despicable, un-American person. And the Dems on her side of the left, in their camp, the socialists, the Marxists, the extremes, the extremists, is what I meant on that extreme left side of the spectrum. The thing that they do where they contradict reality by constantly on a daily basis bashing Donald Trump and claiming that he's done all these things that he has never done, trying to negate his every move, every action he takes, they want to negate it most of the time. If Donald Trump does something positive, they'll claim that he did something negative. They constantly, as Mark indicated, they constantly are criticizing Donald Trump and doing so with false data. Now, some people may say, well, hey, Grove. By the way, I'm One Sir Grove. This is C4CW, casting 495 celebrities worldwide. If you are true fans of this show, then we 495 most certainly appreciate you. And we never ask you to subscribe to this show, to like this show. We never do that on this show. We just don't even waste our fucking time. So, constantly criticizing Donald Trump, Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi is one of the reasons why the United States was slow to respond to the coronavirus outbreak, because she spent as much time as she did trying to impeach the president. She was doing nothing for U.S. security interests. There was no stockpiling of strategic assets, resources, no filling of repositories, no replenishing and, adding to our national, again, strategic assets, resources, supplies, materials, equipment. None of that. Where was she in that equation? All of the game playing, all of the immature game playing and play acting that she did during this facade of a so-called impeachment. Think of all of the time that they and she spent on not just that, but also the Russia hoax. I mean, look, man, Russiagate, the Russia hoax, the Robert Mueller and the tens of millions of dollars and the million pages of information that was typed up and compiled and written that amounted to absolutely nothing. All the interviews, it was all fraud. It was all deception. It was all a waste of American taxpayer dollars, time, money, resources, energy. And during that time, where was the supply chain? Where was the activity of accoutrement? Where was the accounting system whereby in that we were stockpiling, adding to, increasing our national security resources, needs, tools, again, equipment, supplies, resources? Where was the inventory that was being added to our overall inventory? Where was it? Who was doing that? Where are the medical supplies during that timeline that were being added to our stockpile for future need? Where was the awareness? Where were these ventilators being made? Where were individuals on record saying, hey, we need these ventilators in the event of an attack, during a scenario in which we're attacked or there's an outbreak of this or that? Where was that happening? What were all of these politicians doing during that time? What was Barack Obama doing when he was scaling back the U.S. military, as was Bill Clinton? Why do these socialist Marxists weasel their way into our government and do their damnedest, their best, in which to scale back our national security resources, equipment, supplies, needs? Why do they do that and then turn around and cry foul? They're the ones that went out of their way to not do any of what they should have been doing. They are the ones who had the opportunity to add to our reserves, to our repositories, to the accounting system, to our national stockpile, strategic assets, resources, and inventory base. No, they didn't do any of that. Andrew Cuomo didn't do any of that. Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff, Gerald Nadler, none of those motherfuckers were concerned about any of what they should have been concerned about. All they wanted to do was play partisan politics, waste America's time, resources, money, and then when something happened, they cried foul. And to this day, they have not stopped their pattern. The same pattern that left America unprepared is the same pattern that they're doing, behaviorally speaking, to this day. Look at how they act on a daily basis. They sit around, they're partisan hacks, they're seeking to undermine America. It's always stall tactics. It's always a lot of talk. Look, they could have gotten money into Americans' hands weeks ago. Literally weeks ago. But it's all this like drawn out, prolonged fucking timeline where it takes fucking forever for the IRS to press a motherfucking button and send Americans money. If they already have information on file from the previous year, in other words, if you filed your taxes last fucking year and you had direct deposit or even just a check sent to you in terms of a refund, the IRS already has your fucking information. So why hasn't the IRS simply just sent you money already? Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see why the whole thing is a fucking facade and it's a charade? They took as long as they did to play games during their debate, the whole debacle as to whether they were even going to sign a stimulus bill. Both sides went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Basically, I know Republicans, 96-0? It was unanimous or something like that. I get that. I understand. But that could have been done weeks before then by both sides. When the shit first happened, they could have, when Mitt fucking Romney, this rhino, fake ass Republican, when he and others were talking about getting money into the hands of Americans, how long does it take to do that? The IRS already if there's some type of national emergency, the IRS already has your information. They could have pressed a button and said, Republicans and Democrats could have gotten together overnight and said, yo, America's fucked. We need to infuse this cash, sign this shit, press the fucking button, and boom, the money goes into your bank account. And then they can figure out who didn't get fucking money because they haven't filed this year. They could have already sent money to Americans a long time ago based on records that they have from last year. Think about it.